Hi guys, it's the Filmmaker here, and we have also
K24 Tech.
Yeah, so in this video we're looking at the Nikon ZR where we've shot clips for a comparison video. But we also want to do like your first look. This is the first time you're holding...
It's the first time I'm holding a Lumix camera actually, properly. Like I've not actually played around and held any of the Lumix series cameras before. And I'm very interested to see how it pairs, because before getting the ZR I did have considerations on buying either the S1R2 or the S1 II for kind of becoming my primary camera for all video work.
Yeah.
The only thing holding me back was the fact that I would have to completely change lens systems, and the ZR comes with the adapter, so I can adapt all my Sony lenses.
Yeah. So I used to be a Blackmagic guy. Well, before the Blackmagic, I was using the GH5 from Panasonic, but I wanted good autofocus, and I went to Sony A7 IV. In fact, I just sold my Sony A7 IV. And then I went Lumix, which is the one you have, Lumix S1R. I also have an S5 2X. I'm thinking of adding an S1 II to the kit. But this is my first time holding a Nikon ZR, and we have our impressions.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, absolutely. So let's start with the body. What do you think? Like for me, the Nikon ZR body is significantly heavier than what I'm generally used to. It's not as full as your full frame Sony bodies, but I'm used to compact bodies now since I sold my A7S III. I switched to the ZV-E1 and I've got the A7C II as well, which is what I'm filming on right now actually. But the A7C II has even that has a firmer grip, whereas this is much more flat.
Than this?
Yeah, it's got a much firmer grip than that. It's smaller, lighter, but the grip on it is better. Whereas this one is larger, slightly heavier, and it's got that flat grip. Right now with the cage, it's got a substantially good grip. But without the cage, when it's the body alone, and you'll see on some of the B-roll here, it's much more flat, and it's not as comfortable to hold. Which is why I've kept the cage on, even though I don't really like having a cage on the cameras, just because it doesn't warrant it for me for the kind of work that I do. But for this one, I've had to keep it. I'm waiting for the L plate to arrive in stock so I can grab one of those, and that's probably what I'll run with it, just because it gives you that extra grip.
But what do you think with having held the S1R?
This thing is nice.
It's
like
better, yeah.
the grip in this is really good. Like I don't have to worry about. It's very comfortable in my hand. I've got relatively large hands, I like to think. I mean, it's got a very good grip. All the buttons, everything, you can reach it really nicely. Both the dials are easy to reach. It is really good.
I don't have to say anything. He said everything. Same thing I thought about holding on the ZR. Well, it's a good thing I had the cage on. I don't imagine myself using this long term, without the cage. I think it's weird to hold. Right
now, if I were to hold both of them, they're about the same. They're about the same. I mean, the S1R...
Let me feel it.
Yeah, have a feel.
Well, this is a 16-28 Sigma f2.8. This is a 24 1.4 Sigma.
Yeah.
They're almost about the same weight, but I can feel a bit of weight on this.
A bit of weight on that, yeah. It's the body is longer.
Yeah.
It's a bit longer for that.
So it feels weighty on the right side where you hold it.
That's it, yeah. It does.
Actually they try to balance it where you'll be holding it.
Yeah. I don't like how offset everything is on that one. Personally, I feel like where the plate goes and the lens, it's a little bit too offset to the left. It's not very centralized. It's not. I mean, generally the cameras aren't as centralized, but with this one, it's not as close together. I can see on the S1R2 here, everything's quite centered. The grip is much closer to the lens. Like my fingers are pretty much hitting the lens when I'm holding it. Whereas with that, there's still, like you can see, there's still like a substantial
amount of space.
Finger gap there, amount of space there. So it's a lot longer. But I guess that warrants, and it needs to be like that because of that screen.
Let's talk about buttons on the physical body. I'm seeing the ZR and I'm saying, I need more buttons. I need more custom buttons compared to the S1R. You have your buttons there. You have your buttons close to. This is a photo focus camera.
I mean, nothing beats the button configurations on a full frame camera, on a full body camera. I think that goes without saying. Even on something like for the FX3 lovers out there, for even on an FX3, it's got substantially more buttons on it.
Yeah.
But when you look at what this camera is, and I'm going to compare this to the ZVE1 because that's the camera I have the most experience with in recent times. In terms of being a minimal camera, this and the ZVE1 are what you should be comparing. Like if people comparing this to a FX3, I get it. They're calling it a cinema camera, fair enough. But in terms of the body, you want to be comparing it to something like the ZVE1.
Why?
The reason being, the number of buttons on this and the number of buttons on the ZVE1 are pretty much the same.
Let me ask a question. Do you always mistakenly hit record down here? Because I'm an S1R too. If I'm holding out,
I've remapped it.
so you remapped it.
I've remapped it to autofocus.
So you're saying
Yeah,
prior
F1.
to that you've been having that error where you mistakenly.
I straight away remapped it. The first thing I did was I got rid of the record button there and I
Okay.
changed it to AF.
All right, so we've seen the screens on the ZR and on my S1R too,
Yeah.
and most of the people who got the ZR are mostly FX3 users.
They are. A lot of the people are FX3 users, and I mean, this camera has been heavily compared to the FX3 as being an FX3 killer and all of this. I think they can be compared, but they're two cameras with two very different intents.
Made at different times.
Made at very different times. FX3 was made, what, 4 years now?
4 or 5 years.
4 or 5 years ago with the same sensor as an A7S3 and an FX6. It's. I'm not going to say it's outdated, but it's older. It's not new tech.
Of course.
The other comparison is the FX3 cannot do internal RAW recording. If you want to try and compare the highest quality codec on an FX3 to the ZR, sorry,
Yeah.
the ZR is going to win. It's got Red RAW. I'm sorry, but no
It's
FX3.
got Nikon RAW as well.
It's got Nikon RAW, it's got Red RAW, it's got ProRes RAW, HQ internal. I'm sorry, the FX3 is not beating that in terms of pure
Yeah.
codec output. And I'm saying that as a ZVE1 A7S3 user, which they have the same sensor as an FX3. You cannot tell me that I don't know what I'm talking about in this case, because I'm sorry, the quality coming out of this thing is insane. It's 12-bit RAW, you're not beating that from an FX3. But
back to the screen.
the screen on the ZR is beautiful. For me, I love it. It's 4 inches, DCI-P3, it's huge. I don't need a monitor for it. Yes, it's lacking certain features. I mean, the camera itself is lacking a lot of features, but I think it's bright. But looking at
The S1R.
the S1R screen as well, I mean, it's equally as beautiful. It's not as big, but it's equally as beautiful. And the other thing is, you can tilt, which for videography is very, very handy.
Yeah.
And I wish this had it as well. I genuinely do.
There's really no difference. Well, I haven't seen any significant difference between the screen, the ZR and the S1R2. The difference I've seen is that this is bigger, so it looks brighter.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So if you have an S1R2, you're safe. The hype is from FX3 users who had the old screen.
Or Sony users who
Yeah,
have older screens.
well,
I mean, generally,
And even FX3A screen.
apparently, I haven't held one, but it's not going to be significantly better,
as good as this. No EVF here.
No EVF. No
And
EVF.
I was telling this guy that you have to have an EVF I wouldn't say cinematographer, but if you're doing video, it's best to have an EVF where you can look and then frame your subject properly and perfectly.
Yeah.
So this not having EVF is an issue to me.
To me, it's not, because even with cameras that I've owned that have had an EVF, I've barely ever used. I don't use the EVF on my A7C2, and the A7C2 EVF is terrible. It's not really that
I
good.
always use the EVF.
I don't. I can see why, like, some people like the fact that the FX2, for example, has an EVF because and such a big EVF and an articulating one. It's apparently it's handy, but I'm coming from a ZVE1
user, which doesn't have EVF.
which doesn't have EVF either. So
see.
for me, the user experience between the ZVE1, apart from this being slightly bigger, is very similar.
There's always this issue about menus being complicated, blah, blah, blah. I've tested the ZR, I've seen the ZR, we've used it a bit, and I see no issues with the menu system. If you're gonna have a camera that has so many things that you can do with a camera, it should have so many modes of changing settings and all that. So for me, I feel the ZF menu system is okay, the S1R menu system is okay.
Yeah.
It's not a Blackmagic camera, so yeah.
No.
What do you think?
I mean, I'm the same. Like, every new system you touch, I mean, this is the first time I've ever used a Nikon, and this is the first time I've ever held a Lumix, but scrolling through the menus for this and now having gotten used to that, it's fine.
It's
like
fine.
you get used to it, you adapt yourself to the different menu systems. I mean, Sony's menu system is terrible.
You think so?
Most people say that.
I don't
mean,
think
I
it's
don't know.
terrible.
Traditionally, it's always been bad. I mean, I think the best menu system I've ever used is Canon.
For real?
For real, it's just very intuitive and it just works.
Have you used the latest, well, like the C80s and the
No, I haven't. Not the cinema ones. I haven't. No.
So those cameras have many things you can change.
Yeah.
That's why I said, if a camera has a lot of things you can change internally via the menu, then it's worth having those things.
And the fact that you can set custom buttons, you can map the buttons, you can map the menu itself. You've got your favorites menu, which, you know, if you keep it in there and you've got all of those options that you're always going to be accessing set to your favorites, I mean, you don't have any other problems. You don't have to scroll through everything every single time. The biggest standout for the ZR is Red RAW. Like, that is the reason I bought it.
Yeah.
12-bit Red RAW, internal recording in 6K. Massive file sizes, but quality is just as good.
Too massive, but...
Too massive, yeah. Too massive, but the quality is just, I mean, the quality speaks for itself. But then here you've got 8K?
You have 8.1K.
8.1K internal, right?
Internal, yeah.
And is that RAW? Can you record in 8K RAW?
No, RAW, you have to go through the HDMI out.
HDMI out.
Even ProRes, you have to go through the USB-C to an SSD.
SSD,
Yeah.
right. Okay.
Which I think is fine.
Which is fine. I think that's better in many ways because, you know, it's more manageable storage that way. Yeah. But it does mean you have to rig it out a little bit.
Yeah, but let's not say it's fine. If I could do RAW internally, I'll take that. You understand?
Yeah.
But because with SSDs, there's a possibility of it disconnecting. You have to rig it securely. You understand? But I'm impressed to see that you can do Red RAW, NRAW, ProRes RAW internally.
Yeah, and
That's dope.
they're all 12-bit.
That's dope. But there's one other thing I like about my S1R 2, which I haven't seen on the S1 II, and also haven't seen on the ZR, is that the shutter doesn't close.
When you take the lens off.
Yeah, when you take the lens off.
Yeah,
so,
it does.
Tangent has been having an issue where he has to be like puffing.
Yeah.
Because he's been exposing the sensor. So I'm happy my S1R2 has the mechanical shutter that closes as soon as you turn it off.
Yeah. So we did some AF tests, and both cameras, from what we saw in camera, performed very well.
Yeah.
And, you know, we won't know until we do the post-production and things like that, exactly how well. But, you know, we did ones where we came in front of the camera, you know, going back and forth. Tracking is great. ZR, you know, has excellent AF. The Lumix has very, very good AF. And, you know, anybody who says that they'll be lacking or they'll find it difficult to use the AF on these cameras, I don't think you have anything to worry about because it's good enough. Sony AF has a place in everybody's hearts for some reason. And yeah, I understand why. Sony AF is fantastic, but I don't think these guys are lacking anywhere, especially for things like shooting people or subjects or animals, things like that. All of the AF work, we've obviously focused on human tracking, and eye tracking, face tracking.
But you mentioned something earlier on about the product thingy, the center.
So for me, I do a lot of product videos. I mean, you'll see on my Instagram and my YouTube that a lot of the time I've got the camera and I'm holding out a product in front of it.
Yeah.
Or, you know, I think with that, I've had issues with the ZR where it's not quick enough to grab that focus. Even with my A7C II, if I'm holding if I've got the camera set and I'm holding a product out like this, it will lock focus on pretty much instantly as long as there's nothing in front of that.
Yeah.
In product focus mode, if I'm in front of the camera and I've got the product there, it's been doing well. But when I'm just trying to get focus on an object or a subject and I'm holding it in front, it struggles.
It takes a while.
It takes a while. It takes a while. It does struggle a tiny bit.
You're not going to have that issue on the S1R2.
No.
You're not going to just let you guys know you're not going to have that issue. But it's good to know that in case people are thinking of getting a ZR.
Yeah. Maybe I'm doing something wrong.
Yeah, so if you know a better way to get focus for Tangi, just let us know in the comments. Yeah. But on the ZR, on the S1R, when it comes to the ports and connectivity, I've never owned a camera. In fact, I've never bought a camera that has micro HDMI. I hate it. I prefer my cameras to have full HDMI. The ZR, well, it's been talked about so often, has the micro HDMI. It puts me off Well, maybe because they have the large screen. So
I think that's the main thing. It has a large screen. The thing is, the camera has enough real estate that they should have been able to put a full port in. I don't understand why they didn't.
No. If you look at this, there's no way they would have been able to put a full HDMI.
You don't
You have
think
the
so?
mic port, you have the headphone jack.
If you rotate if you open the port,
Yeah.
if we rotate the way the ports are going in. Oh no, wait, hang on.
There's no way.
No, okay, maybe not.
There's no way they've had a full HDMI in this body. So
I-
maybe the next, maybe ZR2 probably will have full HDMI.
Yeah.
A bigger body.
I mean, we
with
need to
internal
understand.
fans.
Yeah, internal fans. I mean, we need to understand this is the first iteration of that
Yeah,
Nikon Red,
Red.
collaboration or Nikon Red partnership, ownership, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And this is the first red-based Nikon body that's come out, unless you count the Komodo X with the Nikon mount on it. That doesn't really count. But you're gonna get improvements on this. This is like your early day DSLRs, which didn't have all of the things that modern DSLRs do. So yes, if you're comparing it to everything else in the market, it's lacking in certain aspects, but maybe it was a design choice that they did on purpose because it's got a bigger screen and they don't think it's a run and gun type camera.
Yeah. So in conclusion, what do you think, Tanjil, when you look at the S1R2 and you look at your ZR, what do you think?
I mean, I love my ZR. I'm gonna put it out there. Ever since I got it, and even before that, this is the first camera I've ever gotten pretty much on release, is when I grabbed it. But after using the Lumix S1R2 today for a while, I'm very intrigued by it. And even before it had caught my attention, so I want to explore more on the Lumix. Definitely. Definitely. The only thing holding me back is I can't think of the expenditures behind changing a lens system. And like I said, literally the only reason that I got the ZR, which I probably didn't need to get based off of what I've already got and using, is the fact that I could still use my Sony lenses on my ZR without worry about the autofocus failing.
Yeah.
The Megadab adapter has been fantastic. I mean, you can barely tell that it's on there.
I'm telling you, man, it's shocking to see.
It's shocking, isn't it? Like, it's not like your traditional adapters. Like, I remember having a Sony EF to RF adapter or something like that, and it was massive. It sticks out so much. It adds so much to the kind of weight, length of the lens, and all of that. It's hardly there. It's hardly there.
I don't know how they did it, man.
I don't know, and it's fantastic. So that's what attracted me and pushed me to get the ZR, because I wanted that red. I wanted a compact body. I wanted something I could use for my content, but also for professional level work, without compromising the lenses that I already have, because I've got a good range of lenses now and I don't want to have to completely swap over to a different system. That's the only thing holding me back. But if it wasn't for that, I would definitely want to explore more like Lumix. I mean, I was a Canon user before. I don't have brand loyalty in the sense that I have to use a Sony camera. If it works, the camera's a tool. If it works,
of course,
it works.
I totally agree with you. But for me, when I switched to Sony, when I started adding Sony bodies to my kit, I was using EF lenses and I adapted my EF to my Sony, which gave me an opportunity to go back to Lumix and then go L-mount because I got the Pixies. But when I look at what this camera can do internally when it comes to RAW, I'm thinking, okay, Red RAW 12-bit, and I can do B-RAW out to the HDMI or ProRes RAW out to the USB-C. So they have their pluses and minuses, but I'm fine with my Lumix and B-RAW if I need B-RAW.
Yeah.
For the kind of content I create or for the kind of things I shoot, who really needs you shooting Red RAW or who really needs you shooting B-RAW? You understand? ProRes is okay. In fact, the internal codecs 422 4K is fine. I'm shooting 422 4K. Just recently, I started doing 8.1K for YouTube. It comes out well. The file sizes are larger, but what's the difference?
Can people really tell?
Exactly. It's going to go on YouTube. There's going to be compression. So, except you're shooting for maybe cinema screen, then you need all that quality out.
Yeah.
So,
I'm just a maniac who wanted that Red RAW. That's all it is. It's more of a want than a need. It is a want than a need. I tested the Komodo
in advance, just in case.
Just in case.
Future proof.
I tried the Komodo X. I loved it. I wanted red, but didn't want to invest in it. And then this came out, and then I was like, perfect.
I'm impressed that you can do 32-bit audio straight through
That's it.
3.5.
Yeah.
This you have to attach something. Come on,
Yeah.
Lumix.
I think it should be a standard now.
Yeah,
and
it should
all
be, it should
all
be.
cameras should be able to do
Not having to
this.
spend money to attach extra things that could
No,
be used for
yeah.
something else. Lumix, please give us 32-bit via the 3.5. So first time holding and using the ZR, impressed. Would I be switching? I'll stay with my Lumix systems. I think they produce good colors. I can do B-roll if I need to. Red raw, I'll probably wait for maybe a higher version of the ZR because I want my camera to be able to be, I want my camera to be easily held by me. Yeah, I want the extra grip. But this is okay. I'm impressed by this screen quality, the whole banter about the screen. I see no difference compared to my S1R II. I think it's good, it's bigger. I wouldn't need a monitor if I had a screen like this on my Lumix camera. But all in all, it's a good camera. Would have wished it to have more buttons, but I understand that they're trying to keep everything simple and easy to use. And that's it for my first impression of the ZR compared to my Lumix S1R II. It's your Filmmaker. Like and subscribe. If you have any comments, just leave them in the comment section. Anything you disagree, I'd like to hear that as well. I'll see you in the next one. God bless and peace.